Good morning all, it's Ali here in the kitchen doing her thing, making meals, or making a couple of meals anyway, for further enjoyment. One's lots for tomorrow, sausages are for today, and I've got some tinned potatoes which I'm going to put in to roast. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But my friend did it, and she dried all her tinned potatoes, and she said tinned potatoes work really well, especially when you can't be bothered to go out to the shop to get normal ones. And tinned potatoes, funnily enough, are not something that I ever thought that I would particularly enjoy. I mean, they're funny. If you put a tinned potato on your plate and then you put it in the microwave, do you know what happens to it? It explodes. If you put a normal potato in there, it doesn't have the same explosion value. So that's interesting. Now with these, what I'm going to do is I'm drying them on a clean tea towel, because you need them dried just like you would a normal potato. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roast them, and they take about, I don't know, about an hour on 180. I'll probably turn them up at the end. I'm not going to use them today though, because tomorrow I'm going to refry them, and they'll be really, hopefully really crispy and lovely. And it's surprising how well they come out, and they're also nice. I shall put some of these herbs on. These herbs, I need some more herbs. Oh, I'm desperate for herbs, you know, like just normal herbs. Trouble is, apart from mixed herbs and herbs de Provençal, or de Provence, yes, I don't know how to use them anymore. I mean, I like garlic salts, and I like any salt actually, but the thing is with those sort of things, it's fine, but you've got to know what goes with what. I do know what coriander's like, and I know that tastes nice with certain foods. Anyway, today I'm going to get cooking so that I've got a meal for Dad tomorrow. Be nice to have him round. I couldn't have him round last week because I felt like a heap of shit after my colonoscopy or gastroscopy or whatever you want to call it. Where's my tea gone? Ah, here it is. That's important. Just come back from a walk with Rolo. No, I felt pretty dreadful, but I have rung up about the gastroscopy because it has traumatised me a bit, because I felt everything. I don't think the sedative worked. Look, I've still got a bruise. But I don't think the sedative worked until later on, and I also should have had a throat spray and gas and air, some Entonox. And it's funny, when I rang up, I said, look, she said, you've got to go through to the complaints department. And I thought, I don't want to get anyone into trouble. I really don't want to get anyone into trouble. You know, people are there, they're trying to do a job. They're not purposely trying to hurt you. So it wouldn't have been done deliberately. Do you get what I'm saying? So anyway, I did speak to a lady, and she said, do you want to make an official complaint? She said, that sounds awful. I said, no, I don't. I said, all I want to do is know that a person who did me did forget to give me throat spray, and that may have just been an oversight. But also, when you say to someone you're going to have a sedative, I was expecting certain things because I'd had one before. I didn't know that a sedative meant just something sleepy in the arm. I said, I think that needs to be made clearer to patients when they come in. That way there's no confusion or surprise when, you know, because once you've got that, once you've got that tube in your mouth, and then they say, right, well, we're going to put the sedative in now, you can't say anything. There is no saying anything, because your arms are down, you're in the recovery position. That's what I was trying to say to her. I could feel everything was awful, and I'm still a bit traumatised. All I want to know is that the person knows that that was really horrible for me, and that please make sure anyone that says they want a sedative doesn't want to know what's happening. I guarantee you they don't. Anyway, enough is enough with that, but I certainly don't want to get anyone into trouble. So I'm hoping that they may phone me back today, I don't know, but I cheers, a lovely cup of tea. Been out walking Rolo. I think I might have said that already actually. Right, it's my oven. Not quite ready yet. I've got, for our pleasure tomorrow, chicken. I've cut the pieces into sort of in halves because they're chicken fillets, and fillets aren't really as tasty as sort of, sometimes I have deboned the leg bit or thighs, and they are more tasty because obviously got skin and they're a bit of a more of a fattier cut. But the breasts, obviously, we know are the really healthy bit, but they are very thick. And again, with my dad, need to make sure that they're not too, what's the word I'm looking for? Not too harsh to eat. Anyway, I'm going to put a little bit of oil on my, here we are. I use extra virgin olive oil for the chicken bits. I shall put that over my chicks, and I'm also going to put a little bit of water in that pan in it because I don't want the chicken to be dry. And there's nothing wrong with adding a little bit of water at all to anything ever. It's not a big, it's no secret that meats can dry out really easily, so it's always good to have a little bit of extra moisture in it. Right, you do realise there's no fact to what I'm doing. It's just what I've found. This is cooking according to Ali, okay? Right, so I'm going to put these in, and I'm also going to put in sausages. Those are for later on. Right, those can go at the bottom. Are they going at the bottom? I think they are, yes. And then I've got sausages for later. Where are they going? Oh, there's never enough room, is there? Never enough room. You know what, they can go at the bottom. And then, before I forget, because you know what I'm like, I'll put my timer on. Well, anybody watching drama this week? I'm exhausted. I'm totally exhausted. I hope to God that Diane is not guilty. I don't want anyone to be guilty, because it means that they weren't the person that you thought they were. And if you can't judge people's characters, it's really bad, isn't it? And that would make me feel more uncertain of myself. I know that's a weird way of looking at it, but I always thought I was quite a good judge of character. And it's not about liking Diane or disliking her. It's just weird that you think you know someone, and it's right. I thought about this by a little picture. You think, and you hear them, and you can hear it in their voice, and you think you know them, and you think, do you know what? I might not like this about them or that about them, but I absolutely thought there's no way I would have questioned her honesty. No way. And now, after 10 days of it, I don't know what to think. And then I think, well, if she comes out being guilty of anything, I am going to look at my own judgments. What I have learned, though, on YouTube is that what I've learned is that there are so many different opinions and how people look at things differently, and that is what keeps me in sort of jumping into the drama channels, just because it's the psychology, isn't it, of human beings, and it's quite fascinating, really. I find it fascinating. Anyway, so we'll see what she has to say tomorrow. Who knows? I don't. As I say, I hope she's not guilty of anything, because also it puts the other two, I think, it puts Wendy and Randy in a bad light, because, you know, they are, I don't want to say this, they are thick as thieves, I'll say it. I don't want to say that, because it's a really bad analogy, isn't it, at this point? But let's hope it gets sorted out. We can move on to things that are a bit more fun. Okay, that's all I've got to say on the drama, because we all know what happens when I say things. I'll get blocked. But I must say, I have learned to have a thicker skin. I absolutely have. You'd be really proud of me. So, but I still would never, I never want to say anything deliberately nasty to people to make them feel horrible, because that's just my nature, and I always see the good in people as much as I can. Now I've dried these potatoes off. I'm putting them in a tin. Have we got any of that goose fat left? That's what I want to know. Do you know, I can't actually see it up here. So maybe it's not going to be goose fat. Maybe it is going to be in olive oil. I thought I had goose fat. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Oh yeah. How long can I use this for? See lid. Yes, that's goose fat. It says, oh no, it goes on a long time. 2024. Okay, so I can use that. Smashing. Okay, so put my potatoes in a tin. Sprinkle my herbs on. Do you know, I must wash about 20 of these. Probably 20. That sounds a lot, doesn't it? But it must be 20 of these a day. I actually went out and had to buy a load because once I've used them once, I think, oh, COVID. So I make sure that, you know, I'm doing everything, like washing everything twice as much as I ever would before COVID, which is important. Right, I'm going to sprinkle all that on. Then what I'm going to do, so your potatoes end up looking like that. And then I'm going to heat up a bit of this in a small pan, so that it goes on piping hot, because that's important. If you just put fat straight on, I don't think the potatoes turn out as good. Oh, actually, that could be the last bit. I think it is. Ah, happy days. Okay. So, I really can't face washing this out. I know I should. Let's have a look. I hope you've all kept well. I really do. It's a long time to be locked in for us in England here. It's just seems to be going on. I can't even believe we're in February. My dad's he's going to be 95 on the 7th of February. 95. I can't even imagine what it must feel like to be that old. Simply because I feel old every day. But no, I really can't imagine what it would feel like. It must feel like, I mean, I'm lost in the world. I don't know what's going on half the time. Well, most of the time. In fact, I never did. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is that for someone of 95, can you imagine how confusing life must be? Thank God he is real smart, my dad, really smart. I haven't got the smartness he's got. But one thing I have got, apparently, is wisdom. What do you think of that? I have got wisdom. I've learned from my last dipping my toe into saying anything about anybody. I've learned from that, and I certainly won't take things take to heart so much. And I've just learned a lot about my character. Is this boiling yet? We don't want a pan fire, do we? Oh my God, I'm just looking to see. If you wonder what I'm doing, bobbing up and down like this. I'm just watching to see if it's smoking yet. I think that'll probably be doing. It's bubbling slightly. And I'm a bit scared of fat, so. Ooh. Right, so pour on the goose fat. I'm going to put the potatoes in, and they'll probably go in for about an hour, which seems a lot, doesn't it? But that seemed to be about the right time. I'll probably I'll just keep checking them. So, and they'll be done when they're done. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video for now because I'm sure you're all bored of me rapping on. Anybody that's enjoying the chatter here, it is just a chatter. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Love to all. Please subscribe. Please share. Love you lots. Bye.